welcome all the online viewers. I especially thank all those who requested me to talk on how I began insect environment as a journal and the journey of insect environment and why an insect environment journal was started. So before that, I would like to tell that many biologists and especially entomologists whom I am more familiar with have very good interesting natural history studies up their sleeves. But their great knowledge doesn't get translated into good documented papers and literature. As a result, over a period of time, we are losing out on many useful tips and information on insects and other ecological and biological aspects. For example, the fauna of British India was written in a both qualitative and less of quantitative manner, which has been the real foundation of Indian entomology. Likewise, there were many books written by Dr. Iyer and Dr. Pradhan and Dr. Pruthi and Dr. Vasantraj David. All these have been information on insects and has become the hallmark of many of our entomology textbooks, and from which evolved great entomologists. Now, what we found is that in the mid-90s, when we were actively involved in publication, many journals were very regimental about receiving papers. There used to be 3-4 referees or peer reviewers. There used to be very harsh scrutiny of not only language but also punctuations and so on and so forth. And many times the rejections were more, and excellent entomologists used to get discouraged, and they became shy of publishing. Now, I have found that in an Indian scenario, peer reviewers are good, but are few. Many of them may not be directly linked to the subject, but accept reviewing, but do not do a good job of it. As a result, who suffers? The authors. See, the authors who may find a very unusual result or something contrary to established facts would not be able to convince a reviewer who is tied to a particular mode of thinking or tied to a textbook mode of thinking, and therefore what happens? He rejects the paper. So a new finding gets undocumented. Now, this is a loss to science. Now, we thought we should encompass, at least in entomology, as many people who are going to the field and who are noting down important records. And I was always impressed with Dr. Salim Ali, who said the best form of advancing Indian ornithology is to go to the field, write notes, and translate that writings into some form of documentation. Thus emerged the newsletter for bird watchers. And also, if you look into the earlier issues of Journal of Bombay Natural Society, they were all very discursive and very qualitative in output, and people used to expatiate on what they saw and what they felt about the whole thing, and thus the Indian ornithology grew, Indian ecology grew. So I wanted something like that to happen in insects, where new records are published and new insights, new ecological behavior, unusual behavior of insects, which all don't get accepted in typical, in quotes I would say, impact factor journals. So we get a entomologist to publish even without the help of, say, machine learning or pretends to high statistical analysis or chemical analysis or whatever. What you see in the field, what you infer from what you see, is the best natural history that can come out. And thus we have had very interesting notes coming in For example, Spodoptera frugiperda, which is an invasive pest which attacks grass family, rice and maize. But when somebody observed it on banana, Insect Environment was the first to publish. Thrips parvispinus, which is also an invasive, but when it became a pest on chilies in the Guntur area, Insect Environment was the first to publish. Likewise, the seed borer of Sapota and several regional records, several unusual records. Iris yellow virus as a potential threat we reported, and it finally came. So these areas of opinion, views, scientific inferences, quick notes, all contribute immensely to entomology. And another thing which was disappointing to many entomologists is once we submit a paper, it gets tossed hither and thither, and even if accepted, it would take months or years to get published. And that would wean away all the enthusiasm from the entomologists. So we thought we should come into a solution mode, and that's how Insect Environment was founded 27 years ago. In the year 1995, when I mooted the idea of a small quarterly journal, handheld hard copy journal, the support I received from two great entomology stalwarts, I have to mention here. One is Dr. T.N. Anantakrishnan, and who's no more, and Dr. B. Vasantaraj David. These two eminent stalwarts jumped at the idea and wrote to me immediately, please go ahead, this is a very good idea. And that stimulated me quite a bit and was very, very encouraging. In the beginning, when we started, we had excellent support from Mr. S. Sridhar, who was a publisher, the Navbharat Press, and assisting me was Dr. A.K. Chakravarti, and we had a big team of entomologists. In fact, all the authors were considered as networking editors, so therefore there was greater involvement of entomologists in this whole process. Now, I am the founder, editor-in-chief, and with me is Dr. M.A. Rashmik as the co-editor, and we have a host of editorial advisors, and the current publisher is the Avian Trust. Now, it's interesting to point out that initially all our correspondences, refereeing, etc., was on an ordinary postcard. So I salute the Indian postcard, which at that point of time was only a quarter of a rupee, and we were able to make significant advances just by that. Now, I would like to also say that initially we were charging subscription, but from 2020 we went online, and we also found that the interest to the journal increased remarkably, as this slide is showing. Suppose you see the green histogram bars, it shows that there are over 3,000 subscribers as of today, which is a phenomenal growth in the last 27 years. Now, another important dimension of this journal is that we are bloggers too. We are the only insect journal which blogs every week on insects, insect dynamics, insect invasives, and on other pest alerts, which is tremendously useful to the policymakers, to the researchers, and also to farmers. Now we are planning to enhance blogging to more than once a week, because it's very popular, and it reaches to more than 5,000 people, readers, policymakers, and therefore I would request any of you who have short, interesting aspects within 150 words and a photograph, send it to us, we will blog it, and our entire journal is uploaded fully in the CABI journal. Thanks to CABI UK, we are extremely grateful to them. Here I would also like to, apart from CABI, we have excellent support from many other attracting journals, and one academy, the National Agricultural Academy of Sciences, which is in New Delhi, has been one of our great support. They have been hand holding us, they have rated us, they have valued the kind of contribution that our journal has made to entomological sciences in India. So I appreciate their contribution in terms of encouragement to our journal. And our journal is found in most of the libraries, especially in the National Bureau of Agricultural Insect Resources of ICAR, and even the soft versions are made available there, so it can always be procured from there. And we have also had excellent support from several editorial advisors, and last year we instituted the Insect Ratna, Insect Environment Ratna Award. Now this Insect Ratna award we kind of give to very senior entomologists who are still active in entomology, and none other than Dr. B. Vasantraj David deserved it, and both the editors, we flew into Chennai just to present this award to him. And now this is the latest of the journal, volume 27/1, March 31st we released. This is the only journal in India which encompasses many dimensions, comes very fast. We accept only short versions, and we encourage everybody to write, which would be contributive to entomology at large, and especially Indian entomology, Indian entomological students and Indian farmers. So be a part of us. Thank you very much.